Okay, it's hot today, 4th of July weekend, so I promised that we'd have the top off. Here we go. First time this top's been off, probably since 1963. Perfect paint patina. Look at the line between decades and decades of weathering in the sun and protected metal. So the next step, we're going to start making measurements for our mock roll cage, or as it's called, a show cage. As I mentioned before, professional roll cage that is sanctioned by drag racing and other off-road communities have to meet certain criteria. Because they don't make one for this, I have to weld my own parts. Once you weld on a roll cage and in its non-sanctioned areas, it's no longer legally called a roll cage. So because we're just making this to make it stiffer and to hold our bikini top, it's called a show cage. So that's what we'll put in. It'll be mounted to the frame. It'll be just as strong as a roll cage, but because again those points that are welded, it's not actually officially a roll cage. But we'll also get rid of this bulkhead, so we'll be able to have a walkthrough. They did this for the first 3 years of Scout. They falsely assumed, they made the calculation that probably people would want more of a truck. So they said, well, even though it's a convertible, we'll put this in here, put a bench in there, and that'll make it a truck. Well, they experimented in latter part of '64 with a walkthrough and buckets. Sales went through the roof, and they discontinued this. So in some ways, this is kind of rare. This is only the first 3 years, but it's not ideal. That's why they got rid of it, and we're going to get rid of it too. So that's what we'll be working on this weekend. Pulling this out, finishing that up, and getting our dimensions for a roll cage. All right, have a good weekend.